Hello, everyone. This is Jersey Leezy. You can call me Lee. And we are here to, cheat Sudoku, I guess. Well, more like we're here to inspect a man who has cheated Sudoku. Probably. Actually, he kind of came back to life and then collapsed again. I don't know if he's actually still dead or... I have no idea, actually. I know there was, like, poison, so... Oh, right, we're going straight to court. Wait, but he's not dead. Wait, is he dead? Wait, hold on. I need to look. Is he dead, though? I mean, it says the victim. Huh. But, like, is he dead, though? The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all the time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. You know, given that we just got you out of jail. But alright, we're back. That's my line. Good morning! Good morning, Mr. Natsume. Chill. Like, daddy, chill. It is only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here. With the weird, colorful guy from JoJo Guy's episode. Yeah. I mean, it's him. He's dead, question mark? I don't know if he actually is dead or not. I think he, like, got poisoned, got up, like, performed a soliloquy, and then died again? Which is quite possibly the most theater kid thing I could ever think of. It's like, very much like a Romeo and Juliet plot. Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back. But now this! I'm wondering how funny would it be if the guy, like, somehow was accidentally poisoned again. It'd be so funny. Like, oh, the woman was accidentally stabbed, and then this guy is accidentally poisoned somehow. Another morning, another murder, and here I am again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court. I'm beginning to think he's right. Really does seem as though he's cursed. You should, like, leave, dude. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh! Is he dead? Mr. Natsume, good morning. Yes, morning. So, here we are again. Yes, again. Anyways... Judicial Assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires, what's the bad news? The only way you can think of acts of poison is, oops, I ate the cheese on the table that was supposed to be for the rat. Perhaps. Perhaps. Oh dear. You heard, did you? If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say. I would know from experience. Oh, I am sorry. You've done nothing wrong, Mr. Sato. Now, what is it? Is he dead? Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Beric Van Zieks. Oh, again? Dude. Van Zieks? Again, bro? Jesus, is he, like, obsessed with me? Oh! Oh, no. Oh, no, no! The so-called Reaper of the Bailey. The most legendary prosecutor in the land. And honestly, I don't know. I don't see it. He hasn't won a single time, so... In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Tsuseki-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still. Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter, after all. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor. Oh no! That even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another. And we've experienced it firsthand. McGilded burned to fucking death! A man we successfully defended, met the most terrifying end after his acquittal, right here in the Old Bailey. Although, you know, at this point in time, I don't know who set the fire, so I kind of assumed it was just Van Zeeks. But, you know, the player knows that it was actually Egg Boy. Ugh, do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again? Where's the fatal end of Mr. Jojo? I mean, he's alive and well in Japan. I mean, he was involved in another case, but he wasn't the defendant this time. And Suzato's the one who defended him, so, you know, good for him. Good for him. Or no, she didn't defend him, but, you know, she's the one who took care of that case, rather. Cursed by evil spirits and now by the Reaper! Pair of petrifying perils, potentially! I would so read fanfiction written by this loser. Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Yes! I'm innocent, you have to believe me! You, more than anyone now. Don't worry. Even though I kinda did prove that you were, really, really sus at the crime scene. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle, I promise. Probably. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Well, the trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom. Let's go. Oh yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean. Wait, why? Gosh, never defending again? Yep. That's probably for the best. Oh. If he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zeeks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. And he's already scary enough. I'm like 90% sure he's a vampire. At least that's my gut feeling. Mr. Naruhodo. You're right. Yes, you're so right. I also do not like that airlock Sholmes fellow. Oh, well said, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. I swear on my sword. I swear on this sword at my side, and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. You know, the spirit that is like temporarily lent to me because he's right now comatose from eating so many Pop-Tarts all at once. He'll be back though. He's fine. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor. Shame upon my family if I don't, I guess. Oh, yes! I'll commit Sudoku. If I don't. By which I mean, you know, a very hard math puzzle. I'm not very smart. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. You don't want Holmes here because he's a train wreck at providing hypotheses. Yeah, pretty much. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. Can you chill with the vampire? What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. I literally beat you in court not 2 days ago. You need to step off your fucking high horse, brother. It's not just my imagination, it's really there. Lord Van Zeeks has such an animosity towards his Japanese for some reason. It's because of his ex, I'm pretty sure.
It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all.
Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only when I'm defending. Probably because he has, you know, a grudge against Japanese people because of his ex. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery. I've beat him before, though. I'm so good. Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Soseki-san's trial. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? I'm sure it's not random at all. I'm sure at least half of them are involved in the case directly. Either that or he has the gay. It could be both. You know, he has the gay for his ex, and, you know, being Japanese, Ryunosuke reminds him of his ex. Oh my god, this dude again? Absolutely. I had a feeling this larrikin wasn't innocent before.
I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right.
Bruh.
Oh, well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. How you're wearing your hats. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually.
Oh, who is this bitch? Okay, hot bitch.
I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick.
I couldn't agree more. I need to take home a 5 bob tonight or the missus will go through the roof. This fucking dude again. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict. Why, are you a priest now, bro? You were what, a surgeon? And, like, also an avid book reader? And what are you now, a fucking priest? If people are picked randomly, how come these guys appear several times? There's not very many people in London, I guess. Or maybe everyone else is just like, actually, I have an out for jury duty. And these people just particularly like it.
The British jury system is so very different to our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public. Even though, you know, we've seen almost every single one of these faces before. And that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt.
6 citizens of London, chosen at random. Or at least, that's the idea. The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for jury duty today. I mean, yeah, like, you have the guy that needs to take home, like, the bread for his wife, but you don't have the maid because she was the culprit of that case. And did anyone else? I guess that's all of them, right? I think we had that lady. I don't know if they were in the same case, though. Very well, let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zeeks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. That bitch went and murdered again. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. He didn't do anything, brother. He literally just saw a woman get stabbed out of nowhere and then ran away. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. He's a theater kid. I would hardly call him innocent. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witnesses to the stand. Oops. Oh my god. Already? Dude. The detective responsible for investigating the scene and the accused himself. Wait, what? Since when do you have the defendant testify? Witnesses, your names and occupations, please.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Saseki Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. I kind of really just like reading, though. Mr. Natsume. Yes, my lord, sir. I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remembered it as if it were yesterday. It was 2 days ago, Your Honor. Or, my lord, sorry. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough. Ugh. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the court.
Right you are, sir.
Alright, here we fucking go, baby.
The incident occurred at the Garrett household where the defendant has lodgings.
I guess he died, right?
In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamspeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine.
Wait. Strychnine?
Poisoning by strychnine. Strychnine?
I don't know.
He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door.
This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident? Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry or exit to the room impossible.
Although the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, lives to tell tale. He very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him.
Okay, so no, he's alive. He's alive. I swear to God, if this is the same exact situation as the last time Saseki was on trial, I swear to God. Something Sukanai is a seed-based poison. Interesting. So, like, cyanide. I actually don't know if cyanide is seed-based. I know there's, like, cyanide in apple seeds and cherry pits. And, you know, a certain version of it smells like almonds. Or, like, bitter almonds.
I was the first officer on the scene, my lord. And I have a photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked.
What would be interesting in this photo? Like, I imagine, like, the water pool beneath the gas lamp stuff. Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased.
That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what it was, and no one tried to confirm or anything.
Very well, I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court.
Okay.
And now then, Mr. Natsume. Yes! As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture?
Of course not, because anything he says will implicate him. They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits.
Good gracious, what's haunted?
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me? What about me? Cyanide is chemical compound for anesthetics and stuff, but lacking certain chemical bonds. Interesting. I've nearly been killed countless times.
Killed, Mr. Natsume, how?
Even on that fateful night it happened when I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me. I think you have a gas leak, dude.
You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume.
But it's so cold, my runny nose would freeze. Yeah, it would freeze into your mustache and make like a solid block of ice, I think. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed?
Thank you, witnesses. I believe I have reasonably clear picture of events.
If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point.
Conclusive? Go on.
Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal. And he has named the true culprit. Yeah, but what if he was trying to poison him? That's what I'm fucking saying, bro. I think Shamspeare was trying to kill Soseki for whatever reason, and then he accidentally drank his own poison like a dumbass. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused.
The accused? Good grief!
Nuh-uh.
Order!
Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. If Soseki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? Huh. Interesting.
Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you to say to this accusation?
That evening, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I brought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never! Damn, what kind of Japanese or English person are you, man? The public pump was frozen, you say?
That's not information we've heard before.
How could that be, like, relevant, though?
That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at least once. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection. You literally can't.
None whatsoever, my lord. Okay, you pompous fuck.
Good. Then you will give your account of events on the night in question to the court now.
Yes, my lord! Dude, chill. Dude, chill. Right, give me a moment. It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. Oh, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he?
Strychnine.
Strychnine? I don't know.
Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands.
Shit. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward.
Excuse me, but the testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless. Presumably, though. The teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they?
Why didn't I think of that? Bruh. I thought you were studying law. What do you mean you didn't think of that?
Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to.
What? Why? Did I hear you correctly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect substance? How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done? We have Kitty in the house. Hell yeah. My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed. The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked. Unable? Why?
It's simple enough. There was none left. Not a drop.
Okay, but there's gotta be, like, traces of it, bruh. On the fucking cup. Hello?
Someone must have been very thirsty indeed.
With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. Really? Like, cotton swab stuff doesn't exist yet? That's crazy.
We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough.
The lack of examination notwithstanding. It appears nothing other than the tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. I see, thank you. The matter is clear. Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend. They fucking hate you. What? You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. They all seem pretty unenthused, honestly. Your client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. Dude, just because I've defended him twice and we're both Japanese does not make us compatriots, brother. Man. He's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me. Please don't stab me with your eye daggers. But I can't let them beat me down. I won't. Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Catastrophic night. Okay, I will be right back. I need to visit the bathroom real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. Okay. It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and took some tea with me as a gift. Whoops! Go back! I want to press!
Hold it!
Hold it! Were you and your neighbor good friends then?
No! We weren't friends! Not at all! Not at all! Never ever!
Then, okay. Simple no would have sufficed. Kinda sounds like you're in denial about it, man. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit? Mr. Shamspeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. So you're friends. Come now, no Nipponese can understand the finer points of English literature. Okay, dude. You're I bet he's more well-read than you, asshole. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume. It was the day of my last trial, when I was acquitted. I just arrived back at my lodgings. When I ran into Mr. Shamspeare outside on the street, that was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at that time, though. So I promised to visit his room at that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? Hold on, wait. You ran into him at 6 o'clock. Heated discussion on his way out. Where'd he go?
No, not one, not two, not any, not at all. Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed, I feel.
Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room.
I poisoned him, but it was for good reason. He shipped all the wrong characters in Shakespeare works.
Hold it!
A literary debate about Shakespeare's works, I think you said, didn't you? Hold on. Nice hot drink. Shakespeare, a very worthy topic of conversation, I must say.
No, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley.
Stronger in what sense? Like, physically? Like, Juliet was a 13-year-old. Or 14-year-old? I don't know.
Romeo and Juliet? No, Romeo versus Juliet.
Who was stronger? I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but how did the debate go?
Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment.
So you fist fought.
So we battled it out in Greco-Roman style, naturally.
What? Like, is that like naked? I don't know, man. What?
Mr. Shamspeare just had all sorts of costumes in his room for just such a contest.
Surely they're all tailored to him. So, when you say a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume?
He is Romeo, I is Juliet, and after a vigorous, wild tussle, we, kissed a little bit, and then I was on my way.
I can ship it.
I is Juliet came out on top. A victory I'll cherish forever.
I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct?
I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me.
Like, why would he lie? About, like, bringing... Right? Like, if he was actually guilty, he would just say no. No. I heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see. It's true, there was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room. What a freak! I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was! And do you have any basis for that statement, witness? Yes, the basis on which I put no poison in the tea! Couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise.
Hold it!
Yeah, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there?
That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. Must have licked it dry. Which is a pity, because one drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison. Poison.
And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume. Yes, definitely, by heaven and earth, I swear it! That sounds like a way to activate, like, a Green Lantern ring. By heaven and earth, I swear it! Activate!
Mr. Catman! The landlord was able to verify that as happens. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night.
And how is the landlord able to attest to this? Because of the gas lamp shit.
He, said it was the lamps, I believe.
The lamps, Inspector! When tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in other parts of the house flicker.
Yes, Mr. Garrett seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants. Like unnaturally so. Quite creepily, honestly.
There's only one key to Mr. Shamspeare's room, I know that for certain.
So he must have locked the door himself from inside his room!
The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes.
So I'm right, my tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die! Everyone knows that!
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
Oh, what do you mean? He survived. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. Hold on. I just want to look at the evidence. Hole. Oh.
What is it, Mr. Naruto?
This bar of soap. When we first found it, I could have sworn. What the hell are they doing to this soap? There was some sort of round disc in this depression just here. A reddish one.
Yes, you're right. I remember it too. But now the depression is completely empty.
Where could the disc have gone? Envelope. Teacup. Bop 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 wop wop wah. Little red medallion, huh?
Hold it!
How long does it take for symptoms to appear, then?
According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison's consumed.
Oh, God, sorry. I loosened up a piece of something that was stuck between my teeth. Ugh. Okay.
Then the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation.
You know, some people do that on purpose for sexual reasons. So there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. Seems to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Yeah, duh.
Oh dear. Death by poisoning again. It's always so awful.
30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left. Can't deny that. And it further degrades Soseki-san's alibi.
I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells it out, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it.
Very well, the court will add this report to the court record as evidence. Okay. Thanks.
Oh yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms.
Strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. Poisoning incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. on the 21st of February. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch, it appears to have been broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. But, like, I feel like that's a really shit way to tell the time he died. Because, like, what if that pocket watch was already broken, you know? No container for the poison was found at the scene. It's the soap, bro. It's the soap. Great. Perfectly been able to lock the door after the guest left. The argument still stands.
Hold it!
The argument still stands, you say?
This is what Mr. Natsume has been saying, isn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it, the victim couldn't have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on.
Exactly. Oh, me and my dear innocent, sweet and innocent, I tell you.
I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, strychnine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. As long as he did that, Mr. Shamspeare could have locked the door after you'd gone.
But no! We drank the tea straight away! The battle over whether Romeo or Juliet was stronger, that came after the tea. Do you have any evidence to support that statement? Maybe, I don't know, show him set up another set of cameras that uses 1,000 things per day. Probably not 1,000, it's like every 30 minutes, right? So, it's what? Like 48? Yeah, 48 probably? No. In my great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying, drink tea while it's hot! Sure, proverb will satisfy the prosecution. Yeah, maybe he's a big weeb. Or maybe he just hates Japanese. I don't know. I'm afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there are sufficient grounds to infer his guilt on this matter. No! That's the extent of their testimony, is it?
If I could voice a personal opinion, Mr. Naruto.
Of course, go ahead.
Mr. Natsume is arguing for his innocence so adamantly and so persistently. Yet Inspector Gregson just brushes what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating.
I agree. What the fuck else we gonna do about it, though? So we need to find an inconsistency in what the inspector is saying, I think.
I'm afraid so. As things said, the jurors are sure to find Mr. Natsume guilty.
As I see it, what we need to focus on is the poison and the tea. Let's listen carefully to the testimony again.
Yes.
People don't keel over immediately after taking it. Perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. Hmm. Ugh. But like... after his guest left... Takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. Is there anything that would, like, prove otherwise? Not really. Perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. What does it mean, Mason? What does it mean? Perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. Argument still stands. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. I don't think I can disprove this. Perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. I imagine it's this, but like, what the hell? Why do I still need the book receipt, bro? I don't see anything that would contradict that. Heated library debate over a nice hot drink. No tea ring inside Mr. Natsume's cup. I don't understand, man. Like, okay, Mr. Natsume's cup has no tea ring, which I guess implies that he drank it hot, right? Which means that he drank it cold. But that doesn't contradict any statements.
Hold it!
"30 minutes is a long time, long enough. Can't deny that. Further degrades the alibi.
Hold it!
Argument still stands. Wait. Pair of them drank tea together that night. If there was poison in it, lock the door. After the accused left later on. Wait, what? Oh. Me and my tea are innocent! Slow acting poison. But no, we drank the tea straight away. I mean, like, I don't think he did drink this tea straight away is the thing. Drink tea while it's hot. Inconsistency in what the inspector's saying. I don't get it. The poison and the tea. I don't get what the contradiction is, bro. Okay, this one probably. I'm gonna save. It's too early to get a penalty, bro. It is too fucking early, I swear to God. Oops. People don't keel over immediately. The teacups? Dude, I don't know.
Objection!
Nope. Actually, that last statement is fucking lame. What about the crime scene photograph?
Objection!
No! The witness's last statement is contradictory to the evidence. Nuh-uh! Just a random bullshit go!
Objection!
You just gave me this, but why not? Fuck! I hope you like the start of this song, 'cause you're gonna hear it again and again and again and again. Perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after indigestion. A huge likelihood of the substance having mixed with the tea the victim was drinking. No sample could be obtained for testing. I don't know. I seriously don't know what they want from me.
Objection!
Random bullshit go? Fuck! No.
Objection!
What? I don't understand, bro. That last statement was contradictory. How? I don't fucking know. I'm just throwing random shit at the inspector at this time.
Objection!
What? The argument still stands, you say. I think not, Inspector. Why? Did I miss something? Toxic effects present 30 minutes after indigestion. Makes it a tea. No sample could be obtained. Poisoning incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. Oh, wait. Fuck. I had to do math for this one? Fuck! Okay, so they drank it around, like... Oh, God. What? 8:30? What did he fucking say? Like 9:30? Something like that? Yeah, like, they drank it at around, like, 9:30. And then... he died 1:30. That's like a whole 3-ass hour gap. You know? The argument still stands, you say? I think not, Inspector. I just kind of threw random shit at you and this one works.
Come again.
I think you'll find that you've overlooked a very significant chronological inconsistency here.
Chrono what? What are you on about?
According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. Also, I don't like how Saseki is, like, trembling over this. Like, this should be good for you, dude. Why is it sus? And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought into the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? Ugh! I'm sorry, was that the same animation? The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zieks? Ugh, God. I quite literally do not fucking care. I'm going to smell my wine and throw it away now. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I've been drinking a lot. Thinking about my ex. I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon. Steak. Fucking steak, dude. How could it have happened, you ask? Jesus Christ. I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. No, sorry, we don't fight the phantom until Dual Destinies, dude. A phantom of the opera? Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, at the time stated in the medical report. Yes, at around 1:30.
Objection!
Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there's a well-known saying, drink the tea while it's hot. Okay, this guy isn't fucking Japanese, though. Maybe they drink cold tea in London. I don't know.
Objection!
And in my country, there was an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea. I don't think anyone says that. That doesn't seem correct, sir. The point is that if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned, other possibilities. What sort of possibilities, Counsel? I don't know, a third party, dude? Well, For example, the man could have had another visitor. Another visitor? It's a very bold assertion, my learned friend. From someone who has nothing to substantiate it. Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition. He is a very dedicated theater kid. You suggest this may have been a suicide, Council? Sort of. It's more like a reenactment, you know?
Objection!
Mr. Shamspear has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection!
Oh no. I'm back to this, bro. But he could be lying. For what fucking reason? He's the victim in this case. Did you forget? Ugh. You smell of desperation, just like my ex. Is something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks? I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Carriage? What carriage? It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived. Hold it! Whomst? Who? 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 Who this? Out, brief candle. Life's but a... Oh. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. There he is. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Shakespeare is like a public domain, yeah? Who, sir, are you? Judge, brother, look at the court record profiles for like 1 second, sir. Kitty gotta take care of with loving kindness? Hell yeah. Worth. William Shamspear, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim. It revived somehow? Yeah, he didn't die. He just went into a little bit of a coma, but now he's fine. What? What's he doing here? Jesus, he's got a fucking staff, too. The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. He already is there, dude. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. Shit. You're calling him as a witness? I don't usually get, you know, the victims to be witnesses. Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Happy am I, Shamspear, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell, my own tale of worse woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence, in perfect English. That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. Shut the fuck up. You two are so fucking dramatic. Aha! What? It's Popeye. Alright, so that's Mr. Shamspear. But who the fuck is that other man beside him?
Yes, I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before.
He's the one that was, like, outside the room. He probably, like, slipped them something through the brick window. State your names and occupations for the court, please, witness. Aha! A writer of words so sweet they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Was a great bard to be recalled to life anew. Lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shakespeare. Jesus Christ.
Oh, the name's Meterman. Andron B. Meterman.
Andron B. Andron B. What? I know he's a meter man, but like... Andron B? Andron, I don't know. Jesus, the fucking jiggle physics on his chin.
I work for the Ultimate Gas Company, East End branch office.
Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh yeah, she's right, it's him. Oh, what's this? He's taking the soap. What's that man doing over there? He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings. No, that's the ground floor. That's the fucking... That's the guy.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruto?
Excuse me, could we have a word? Jesus Christ.
Ah.
Jesus Christ, bye. Yeah, we spotted him outside Mr. Garrideb's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee. What does that have to do with this case? Oh, the fucking gas lamps. Okay, this is important, I guess. So, Mr. William Shakespeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct? Why is this not, like, I don't know, a civil trial? Oh, heaven. Oh, hell. Do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips? I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. Behold! Oh, he's got sound effects, that's crazy. You have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed. Okay. Thus be I, noble of minds, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid.
Really? Why? They're actually taking this seraph anagram idea seriously? I want to pull a Saitama, but in a you speak too weird way. Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. But, my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shakespeare doing here? The gasman, I mean.
What? Me? Oh, well, no.
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence. When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. What? No, I didn't say that. I just said, you know, maybe he is a liar, not that he's a compulsive one. The young chin-stroker is here to controvert your wild claims, conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman?
Hey? Hang on, no. I'm just here.
I hereby call for your formal testimonies. So wait, he's not here for that? You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question. Oh, one may smile and be a villain. What the fuck is he doing? Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth of that wintry night of my discontent. He's really rubbing that chin. The wintry night of my discontent. Christ. The snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But merry, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. Then why is there bitten soap on the table?
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room.
Why?
No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Easton fella.
Why were you watching him? That's sus. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspeare's room all night?
That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that.
Why, though? The question is, sir, why?
Ah!
He's a bobblehead.
Well, no, that's because he's on my list.
Oh, what a piece of work is this man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? What the fuck are you talking about? This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. Oh, I pray thee, pay him no heed. Make no more ado about his tedious words. But I thought it was much ado about nothing, bro.
What'd you say about me?
Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more.
Indeed, that is so.
And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime.
Oh my god, we're just gonna take Popeye at face value, I guess.
Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. No, we just started, dude. That's crazy. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Jesus, does no one fucking think in this world? Wintry night of my discontent. Snow lay about, my neighbor did cometh in the evening bearing a gift of tea.
Hold it!
To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume. Oh, indeed, sir. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs. Wait, upstairs? Upstairs? Huh. And at what time did the and what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? What is... Oh, Jesus, this guy has the most flamboyant, like, animations I've ever seen in Ace Attorney. And that's saying a lot, because Edgeworth is in this game. Well, not this game. But, like, in this series. A meeting was promised for the hour of 9. And lo, did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes. And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. By which I presume he means...
A discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet.
I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Which is quite ironic because I am definitely the more effeminate of the two. Each of us dressed as would our characters be to bring up weight upon our merry experiment. I dare not imagine the scene. Please have a CG for it. I beg you. Frailty, thy name is woman. What? Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I heard of the Eastern art of jiu-jitsu, but... Oh, ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the the comely maiden. Juliet beat Romeo up? This is not helping our case. I mean, you know, Slay Queen, I guess. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought into your room? My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding. Anything for you, daddy. Jesus Christ. This fucking dude. But Mary, bitter was his drink. I did fall prostrate on my table.
Hold it!
Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. What is this animation? That's a good... Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna drink some water while he does this. He's just kind of jamming out, I guess. If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly. 'Tis an easy task. What? I did drink of the tea not whilst my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight, verily were my lips parched.
Objection!
That doesn't sound normal. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debates. Amid such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. What? Romeo and Juliet again! And who was stronger? And Juliet won. I don't know what to tell you, man. Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? Oh, but of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words that attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. We all know what that means. God damn it. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just a little eepin'. I'm a little eepy. 'Twas the tea alone that did pass my lips that late hour, not else. What about the soap, loser?
Hold it!
Say that again slowly. What in he is even considered remotely normal? Yeah. Yeah. He's just kinda strange. So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper? Ha! Fee on luxury, fee on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but waste of time and money that I could be spending on costumes. Sorry? I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise. What the fuck is this animation? What is this? Like, what is it supposed to be? Is he like a prince waving to a princess, but also the horse? That's my only guess. I do have to wonder if these are like actual stage directions from Shakespeare, or if he's just fucking strange like that. Most heroic eating habits, I must say. And night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. Hence it is that there doth... God, I can't fucking read old, like, Middle English, bro. Hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be then the costumes of mine art. What? I can't. That would appear to be the cause, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room.
Now I think of it, it's not just the food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single player script anywhere.
For I have devoured them all. What? You ate the scripts? You've eaten them? They were required to be high on acid to work on his animations. Probably that, or they just watched a fuck ton of musicals prior. Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Right. That wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea. That's not true, but whatever.
I was outside the bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room.
Hold it!
Again, why? But the windows of that house have all been filled in.
Historical artifacts of the now-defunct window tax.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
And for some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well.
I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially because it's a very, very large chin. Especially at freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep on doing. As long as there's breath in my body.
Your job? By who? Who hired you? What's with all the theatricals today? Dude, you have, like, the theater bitch defendant, and you have the theater bitch victim. It only makes sense that the witnesses would also, like, just tangentially be theater bitch. Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned.
Huh. And we can therefore discount the possibility of a suicide? How can you be so sure of that? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself. Oh, I'm using the wrong voice. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm tired. The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Yes, lucidly explained, Counsel. Thank you. I'm hardly lucid.
It really was. Can't argue with the logic.
My brain. Okay. Many voices there. Even an experienced GM can't remember all their NPCs' voices. I feel like I remember all their voices. It's just that sometimes if I'm like, you know, lacking in the sleeps, I kind of just keep reading lines in whatever voice is on the mind, even if it's not the person speaking.
No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Hold it!
Can you say that? You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella, so you can't be sure it was the defendant then.
Objection!
Who the fuck else would it be? How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a mustache do you think there are in London? I don't know, I think I could pull off a mustache.
Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself.
And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspear drink tea together?
Nah, sorry. I couldn't say.
Why not?
Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fellow wearing a pretty dress.
Oh, okay, yeah. That does make sense. He was Juliet.
Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. I thought it was one of them homosexuals.
I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway.
Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? Can you stop flicking your bulbous chin, bro?
No question, Gasman's honor.
Why are you doing like a... I was asking, why are you doing like a... Power Rangers pose, but... Oh, hi. My lord! Oh, goodness me, yes, Mr. Foreman? I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me? What the fuck? Yes, we just started, bro! Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? Then you've reached a unanimous decision? Too right we have. Are you all with me? Yes. Fuck. What? No, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours I followed the accused leaving the victim's room. Huh.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see.
And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer.
Like I was saying before, if I don't take five bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top.
What's that? Sorry, didn't quite catch what you said. I'm deaf. Very well, the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as the defendant's culpability.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Bruh. I just started. Can we please? All of you? This is a rigged trial, bro.
Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous.
Van Zeeks, do you, like, pay the jury? I feel like every single time they come to the conclusion within, like, 10 minutes. And then I do my thing and they're like, well, I guess not. So this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished. Not again, bro.
Get up, Mr. Nanhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet.
What do you mean, Mr. Zato?
Summation... examination, bitch. Do it. What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to defense in these situations, remember?
I'm sorry. You're reminding me of this, like, 2 days after the last case?
A summation examination.
Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. Because, like, I get that they're explaining this for people that haven't played in a while, like, because the first game, right, was released separate from this latter half of the game. But, like, it's really funny to think that she's reminding me of something I did not 2 days ago. Here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This is our gimmick. No magic this time. And this trial can't end now. These guys for real low patience. Yeah, no way. Like, how do they get picked for jury duty when they are the least logical peoples in the fucking town, bro? Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord. Ugh. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeats? You chose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend, instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to summation examination, but you've used it literally every fucking case.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. That's literally not true. That's kind of the entire point, bro.
And nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. I'll change the law eventually, once I remember after this trial. The defense counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with a summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law.
Thank you, my lord. And thank you, Suzato. Oh shit, baby.
Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman?
Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it. Maybe they just like doing this song and dance. They like being pitted against each other.
Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused.
Here we go.
Judicial findings.
Oh shit. Ugh.
The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up.
There's no reason to doubt the man. Is he noble, bro?
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. That's just racist, straight up.
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least.
Oh, I don't really care, like. I just need this trial to end quickly.
3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know, nothing at all.
The fuck are you all talking about? I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced, even the ones that aren't relevant at all.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspeare is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen.
If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. That's the power of theater, baby! Like, the person on stage could be the worst person in the fucking world, but if they can put on a damn good musical or a damn good play, you don't even care, bro.
And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all.
Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's behalf before and it worked, so you never know!
Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruto.
Oh.
Well, you're still very new to British law after all.
That's true, I suppose, and Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? No need! I literally did it 2 days ago. Why would I? Thank you for the kind offer, Mrs. Sato, but I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary.
Of course, I understand. I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you'd like. I'll be here for you.
The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding two that are contradictory, and pitting the corresponding jurors against each other. You're not unanimous at all!
Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Okay. Yes, my lord. Why are they standing in the back like that? It's so funny.
Hold it!
Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume's no liar, except for the times he does. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gasman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Well, that's alarmingly logical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman, with a gentleman's values. If it turns out the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen of the jury would do the same. Isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening.
Was that elderly gent on the end here, you know? You have to speak up.
You're always in juror number 6 slot, bro. Oh, no, that's not true. When he was a surgeon, he was in the middle.
Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need the trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Ugh. Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you've said. Huh. Alright, if you can show me the victim's a liar, I'll reconsider my position.
I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Hold it!
Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid?
Yes, he's funny. No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie?
Fraud! Fraud! It's literally an entire thing. Like insurance fraud, bro.
And yes, he is rather splendid.
I'm pretty sure he's also gay. So you say, yet again.
Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously. It's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all.
I think he's splendid. Fuck you, lady. Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you very much.
Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops, and has a mustache. Very, very sus.
Hold it!
No. Not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty.
But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance.
What? I'm not dancing with Van Zeeks, alright? I have a boyfriend. He's just a little out of commission right now. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt.
But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big-chinned man next to him says, isn't it?
They're in cahoots, bro!
1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh. That's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it?
Right. And the prosecution will waltz its way to victory. If I let you speak much more. Jesus. This lady's kind of hot. She's got, like, croissants for hair.
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least.
Hold it!
A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam?
Ugh, do you not know English? It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating.
What company?
We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued.
I'm sorry, you lost me a little there. Who are you?
Ugh. I know that you live with that detective fellow. I know you don't pay rent, but the rest of us do. We pay mortgages, we pay rents. I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Huh. That's interesting. They have the same color palette. Like, other than her pink highlights. Like the earrings.
Oh, good gracious, Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe. But proper handling is essential. As I'm sure an employee from the East End branch office would be first to agree.
Oh.
Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Glass is the best in the world, of course.
Oh. Straight up?
Huh.
I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruto.
Right. He bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? Ah, so, would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Medeman was watching what Mr. Shamspear was up to in his room?
I'm afraid there's no need to there's no end to the lengths of the There's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch over the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations.
So, you mean Mr. Shamspear is...
I wouldn't come out and say it in public.
Oh, shit.
But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief.
Oh, so he's a liar is what you're saying. That's what you're telling me. Hmm? You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you?
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin. But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around until they find it. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion.
So Mr. Shamspear's been stealing gas. Whoopsie! I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement?
My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed?
A little before that part about the abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Please! Please, I don't want to get involved in beef.
Yes, of course.
This could be it. This could shift the balance.
The victim puts on a fine performance, but in reality, he's a common thief of my company's gas.
Hold on. Sorry. I gotta BRB again. I gotta go to the bathroom, wash my face up. Ugh. I gotta wash the tired out of my eyes. Ugh. Jeez. Every time, like, not every day, but every time I feel real tired, I consider a little bit whether I should start getting into caffeine. But then I realized, nah. Nah, fuck that shit.
The victim puts on a fine performance, but in reality, he's a common thief of my company's gas.
it!
Talk about it? It's a bold claim. How can you be so sure?
It's really very simple.
Noble lady of gas, I pray thee, hold thy tongue.
I beg your pardon.
Halt! Hath that rank-coated air that doth our darkness illuminate any place in this assembly? Nay! 'Tis of sole import here that someone would extinguish the light of mine own life. Verily, I ne'er recall stealing thy gas, but pray let the matter rest till anon.
Why, you little...
Begging your pardon, my lady, but might I suggest you don't say any more at this stage? We need hard evidence first. If I keep secretly watching this bloke, I'll get him in the end. He'll slip up.
Do you think maybe that secret's out of the bag? Oh, this is so frustrating. Okay, so I know that one.
I don't really care. Like, I just need this trial to end quickly.
Hold it!
You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's that all about, sir?
Finish last. That's what it's about.
What's that?
I'm talking about the Derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? It was the Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it?
Wait. Huh? Wait. Derby?
It was a dead cert, that's the thing, I couldn't lose. So I took my wife's secret savings, like.
Oh, no, it's you're just a shitty husband. Okay. So your wife is abusive and you are, like, you know, incompetent.
But then that hopeless old mare went and did the unthinkable. That stupid finish last.
Oh dear. I think it's clear what happened, isn't it?
This is the day the missus uses her savings for a trip down the pub. So come on, let this business lie now. Just give it up.
No, that's not gonna happen. That's also not how it works, dude. You can't just say, I gotta be somewhere, and then get out of fucking jury duty, except sometimes you can. But either way, you should have said so beforehand. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know, nothing at all.
Hold it!
What do you really mean by that, sir? Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do. Oh, must be nice, sir. Sometimes I go to sleep at 5 in the morning. Sometimes it's later. At 5? You're a really early riser then, aren't you? What's that now? I said you're an early riser. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on. Holy shit, dude, you only sleep 3 hours? Dude, I wish I had your power. Holy shit.
He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5?
Average fucking Stardew. Stardew farmer.
Oh my! That means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night.
What's that, dear?
Only 3 hours of sleep each night.
That's right. You see, 3 hours of missing time, like I said. It's not much, is it? This really isn't helping.
The key to summation examinations is identifying contradictions between juror statements, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, once I found 2 jurors whose statements can't coexist, I need to pit those jurors against each other. Then hopefully, when they see what they're saying doesn't make sense, they'll change their leaning.
Yes, and if you're able to change the minds of a majority of the jurors, the trial will continue. But conversely, if you're unable to do that, the judge will declare the trial over and move to adjudication.
I can't let that happen. Somehow or other, I have to turn this trial around. Turn the mean around. The victim is a liar, sir. Take it from this lady.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. Hey, what are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact, turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much.
It's true. We don't have evidence as such, just yet.
Juror number 1 looks familiar. He's been a juror for like 5 cases already, and there's been 7 of them. And he was a witness in a case as well.
But the claims aren't baseless, you know.
What?
You heard me. Seeing as this operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employees over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor.
Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. Now change your fucking verdict. If I could show that Mr. Shamspear was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Fucking shit, alright. Yeah, I did say that. As a man of honor, I'll hold to it. And I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will.
Me? Oh, well, yes. And now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further.
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying, but sure, I like the color white. If this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground.
Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with.
In that case, I shall change my leaning.
Why did you vote guilty anyway? So, Mr. William Shamspear, if that is your real name. We at the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. Huh. I usually have to convince 2 of them. That's crazy. That's 4 jurors, 4 for not guilty. In one statement? That's crazy. I guess because it's the tutorial one of this game, right?
Yes, Mr. Nuthaude, victory!
Order! Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue. But if it had been like 3-3, then by God, fuck you, he's guilty. Even though half the jury says no. Yeah, get fucked, Van Zeeks. You have spoilt the bouquet, Mr. Shamspear. Oh, no, not my wig. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. Oh. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. So God mend me, I do swear. This gas man speaketh that which concerns him most, naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul.
Oi, what did you say?
Jesus, why are you Popeye, dude?
Do I take it, Mr. Shamspear, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot I am as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart?
You flowery-mouthed, pompous beanpole, just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet.
He's holding himself back. Hold me back! Mr. Shamspear, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom.
It is my considered opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case.
What?
Bruh!
But we just convinced the jury! Oh no.
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
Fuck that shit, Your Honor. I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time and the waste of mine. The gas in this case are unrelated. Are they, though? Juror number 4.
Yes.
Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man had been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him?
That's right. We do. Don't we? Worker?
Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gasman's honor.
Very well then, we will hear your testimony now, Popeye. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamspear, has been stealing gas.
Yes, my lord. It'll be my pleasure. On the ultimate...
If I may, my lord. Go ahead, madam. This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh shit, you're taking the stand? Okay, I've never seen a juror take the stand, like, during a trial where they are the jury, though.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, sweetest honey! Yeah.
Oh. That's super illegal. Listen. Everyone is involved in every case.
Very well, as an exception, I shall honor your request.
Recuse yourself at once, lady.
Thank you, my lord.
She's rich. She can get away with it, okay?
You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words.
So you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes. Is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world.
Yes. Clear gas. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Mrs. Zato?
I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. Or perhaps a simp.
I mean, I'll allow it. She's hot. She's got like a croissant feather on her head.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept, threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
I noticed there was a big-ass fucking lock on it. It's probably for the collection agent, though. Does it have to do with the puddle on the ground, I wonder? Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn my hallowed chalice. What do you mean by that, Lord Van Zeeks? Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. It's relevant, jackass. Clearly, what separates this vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. Yeah, we're hotter there. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Ugh. Fuck this shit. Do what you will.
Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood.
Yeah, he's been destroying more shit than usual, I think. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. The food is better. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. A thief. He spends all of his money that he gets from his mama on, like, cosplay.
I'm proud to be in America. Sorry, I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent.
Hold it!
So, does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters?
That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business.
Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspeare?
Well, now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is.
Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books.
Yeah. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Oof. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman.
Not much to say, really, but as you wish.
Except threepenny bits. Each coin given customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
Hold it!
So, all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they?
They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes.
So, if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night?
A bit more than that, usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, Sasaki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Yeah, I would hope the fuck not. Do you know how quickly that room would light on fire?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually.
And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company?
I take it. Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties in the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful amount of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part.
Because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes, exactly right.
The meter in Mr. Shamspear's room didn't have a single coin in it.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks, he's been pinching gas off us for ages.
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspear's room, I take it. I swear to God, if he murdered a man over gas, or, like, not murdered a man, because he's alive, but, like, if he, like, tried to murder a man over gas.
Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume.
No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shamspear Special.
Sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
Huh.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare, you what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, the smarmy smile of his.
He's probably siphoning gas from, like, the other tenants, right?
I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office.
Oh, you know what? That actually, hold on. That might explain why Soseki keeps seeing, like, night terrors and shit. You know? Because of an actual gas leak. I was kind of, like, joking, but it might actually be a gas leak.
But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jemmied open anywhere, not a single sign.
Don't strangle yourself, dude.
And what's happening to my salary as a result's down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
Is that a lot? A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it. I've still got it.
Oh.
Right here.
No wonder they call you Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Something is passing gas in that room? Yeah, and it's not just Wagahai. Definitely. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it?
And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too.
So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately.
Mr. Naruhodo! Mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would...
You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you?
Well, anyway. It's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs.
But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Ah. There it is. This bitch has been siphoning gas! Oh, that would also explain the fucking... Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, is it, like, dripping down to his floor? I assume he, like, collects it, but some of it drips, right? Because he, like... I wonder what he used to, like, puncture a hole in there. I wonder if it, like, drips and then, like, the gas evaporates in Soseki's room. No, but... No, he's above. Oh, wait, I didn't actually look at the fucking hole. I went into conclusions mode. Oh, what's...
Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruto?
I'm sorry, you're telling me they went over this thing with a fine-tooth comb and they did not notice this? What? It's just that there's a little hole, do you see?
Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed.
It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I say.
So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspear?
Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. How? How the fuck do you miss this?
Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside.
Yeah, but there's no way a coin could fit through there.
That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious.
Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has much value as much value as the contents of that meter.
Ugh.
The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Hold it!
I know I can present to that. There's only one key for all of your meters?
Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had managed to get hold of a key, we know if the coin box had been opened.
Oh, how?
I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens.
Would you care to explain?
Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. When I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see.
A seal? Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean?
Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal.
Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspear's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said.
But the seal hadn't been broken either.
So that would mean Mr. Shamspear somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it?
It would seem so, but that would be impossible.
That's not true. Well, they said the hole's too small for any coins, though.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
Hold it!
How do you know he's been using gas, though?
Well now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says,
"Oh, get thee to a nunnery." Hamlet indeed.
I can wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot under the collar, but still. Every time I open that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too.
Jesus, the fucking bobblehead animation.
What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice?
But how can Mr. Shamspear possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. Look with your fucking eyes. What? A toast to you eventually realizing that the gasman could be an accomplice.
You what?
Good lord, eminently plausible indeed.
Do I need to fucking fire you? Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
It's so gentle, yet so threatening.
Oh, please, lady couldn't be. I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount.
So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly that makes no sense.
Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war.
No. I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished.
Feels bad. Sounds like a shit company to work for, brother. Oh, what I miss? Well, the theater kid's alive, and, you know, we're trying to prove that he's a bad guy, I guess, so that Natsume doesn't look so bad.
It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim,
Because Mr. William Shamspeare is innocent. Pray, forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nepalese friend was clearly under. I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room.
According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room that's under suspicion.
What a weird day for you it must have been. Yep. He's just fine. Yeah, it says victim, but he's like a victim in that he was poisoned, ? But I think he did it to himself to incriminate Soseki for whatever reason. You're fucking 23, brother. Wow. Wait, you're only 38? I mean... Damn, you're older than Shamspeare? That's crazy, girly. No, with a chin like that? I know! He's on that Popeye diet! Not Popeye the fried chicken place, like spinach.
It does seem as though it perhaps has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume.
I know, it does seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked.
Oh.
It might seem that the two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact they're intimately connected.
Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance.
Perhaps, but we can't be sure of why yet. If the Altamont Gas Company's been investigating Mr. Shamspeare so earnestly, there must be something to it. But then how has he been managing to steal their gas? He jabbed a fucking screwdriver up the fucking meter, dude. Doesn't appear to be tampered with. Au contraire.
Objection!
Expected him to be double that? Yeah, same. Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with.
What?
Get away! I've been over and over that thing.
You're very blind, then.
I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it.
In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box?
Hole? What?
You're right, you're quite right. There is a little hole there. Oh, the meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do.
In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself.
Yes, I wouldn't be all that surprised, but why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that.
Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design?
What sort of details?
Like a blueprint of it. Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it's dismantled. How can the meter be dismantled?
Dismantled?
Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps, rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart.
Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Wahoo, yeah, nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing.
I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
There's no way to dismantle it. Then what are these screws then, girly? Probably not good, right? Being unable to dismantle something. Yeah, tell that to fucking Apple, bro. Apple's like, we don't want you ever taking apart our phones or our laptops. If you want to fix your laptop, buy a new one. For repair reasons sounds bad. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But like, was that the wrong statement? Do I need to ask how the coins are like separated? Maybe press this? Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on?
Yeah, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Asking about how the meter differentiates coins, for example. Delve deeper. How does the meter tell the difference between the different coins?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it?
No, of course not.
So, well, how does the meter know that the coin is has been fed a threepenny bit?
Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit.
I see. It's clearly been well thought out. The witness will amend her testimony with that shit. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to, like, refute either of these.
As you wish, my lord. The meter's designed for coins, the exact diameter and thickness of a threepenny bit. Nothing else will fit.
Bar of soap, the bar of soap. Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across.
Or 3/4 of an inch. Ah! Do you think?
We did find the soap at the scene, didn't we?
Yes. Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one.
Huh.
But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly.
So wait, the soap comes with, like, a soap coin in it? And then he puts that in the meter, and then it, what, like, it melts? I guess? Yeah, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? I'll press anyway for, but conversely then, there, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true?
Well, yes. In a way. The weight comes to it, the weight comes into it to a... The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well.
We've thought of that though anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter. The contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled.
Diddled?
The amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like that, as gasmen do. Live for them! Ha 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 ha!
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Wahoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Altamont all the way!
That's quite enough of that. Shut the fuck up. You're loud.
Remind me, how big are threepenny bits?
About 3/4 of an inch across.
Yeah. Yeah. It is significant. This is significant.
Let us return to the testimony. Of course, my lord. As I was saying, Altamont meters are unsurpassed. They can't be manipulated.
They can't be manipulated, but they can be tricked. Easy way to get someone else in trouble. Yeah. Just chuck some fucking fake coins in there. Whoops! You gotta pay a fuck ton of money now! Anyways.
Objection!
Soap. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly.
Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it?
The item in question is this.
What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
See, that's foreshadowing. I'm telling you, Natsume has a gas leak in his room.
It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say.
Looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. The soap. Oh, there's that funny little round depression in the middle of the soap.
Yes, it's a perfect circle. And I would say almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Rather like something else we've been talking about recently, in fact.
Mr. Naruhodo, it's this part of the soap that you need to show to the court.
Got it!
Got it! Why are you British, man? You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean.
Huh? Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there?
That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away!
Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. I need one. Sir, don't make it like alms, bro.
It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
What am I, a church? Bro.
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit.
Do you not have any money, sir? I'm pretty sure even I have a threepenny bit.
Now to see if it fits. Oh my god, the circle goes in the circle hole! My word! It couldn't be more snug!
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Okay, but what's he putting in there?
I don't believe it!
Why is she like a bee? How is that gas related? Is she like the queen bee? But like, how is that gas related though? Oh, maybe it's because, you know, the person that wrote the Bee movie had to have been, you know, experiencing a gas leak. So your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of the gas. Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time.
The prosecution's awfully impatient. The defense is clearly laying foundation. Listen, does he even have a permit to lay that foundation? Where's his construction permit? Your Honor, I object. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspear's been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet.
But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
You could use ice. Like ice or like, I don't know, something else that melts?
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that can make them disappear.
See, Van Zeeks gets it. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There was one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away.
What on earth?
There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. Wait, what?
If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once.
What? Where? Wait, what?
Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear be seen?
This is quite a tough padlock.
What are you doing, Mr. Naruhodo?
The hole? Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought they meant there would be, like, residue. I thought the hole was implied. But... Because I thought we mentioned the hole already. At least we get fluff dialogue. Oh, I was just seeing if it was possible to force it open.
If you break it, I'm afraid you'll be forced to pay a fine.
No, that was close then. Perhaps tell me that a little sooner next time.
I sincerely doubt you could have broken it anyway.
Hole. Fuck.
Got it!
Got it! We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap.
Ah! I get it!
I don't get it. That's right, the answer, of course, is ice. Oh, okay. It is ice. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Does he, like, let snow collect into the soap? And then... Huh? Like, he lets snow collect into... Or maybe he just puts water into the soap and then lets it freeze outside because they don't have freezers yet. He lets it freeze outside and then he... close water into it until it freezes outside. I guess. I feel like, you know, the wind would kind of fuck up the freezing process and then it wouldn't really be the right shape, but whatever. Did you say ice? Mr. Shamspear has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing except for a puddle on the floor, this man has been stealing Altamont gas. And then Van Zeeks is gonna be like, circumstantial, prove it. And then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, the fucking puddle, are you dumb?
Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water.
That's right, madam. It's the old, like, knife made of ice trick.
I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless?
Fairly sure I didn't design it. Blame your fucking scientists, ma'am.
Evidence.
Sorry?
I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she?
Yeah, sure. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. It's a fucking bobblehead, I can't, man!
What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory?
Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, God. I burped, like, mid-sentence. And it, like, it delayed itself until I just finished it. I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamsir has been stealing gas is the photograph. This is a photograph. Look at this photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear. You know, and no one would have fucking known if he just put, like, I don't know, a towel that he would wring out every once in a while underneath. Like, it's just a little, like, rug or mats or something. No one would have known. What remnants? Or like a bucket. I don't know. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. Water stains. We don't have sealant yet.
What is that? Some kind of grubby stain. Ugh. It looks so poor.
Or like a fucking cup? Yeah. Almost certainly it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter.
Huh?
If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor.
This is awful.
And there's further evidence, too. Wait, what? Where? Mr. Shamspear slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. Strychnine? And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? What a fucking lunatic!
Ugh. Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but what the fuck? Certainly not.
He didn't beat around the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Shamspear was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding...
Do you mean to say it was used that fork to...
Hold on.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Huh. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious!
Why is she a bee? And why is he a bee? Fuck this shit. This is stupid. Lord Van Zeeks! I was throwing my hand up in despair, and I just so happened to grab my bottle on the way. And happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my what the fuck is that word? Maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? That the guy was stealing gas? Okay, and? Well...
That Mr. William Shamspear is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable.
That's it, that's exactly it! Maladroit, ineffective or bungling, clumsy. Interesting. Why does he have a thesaurus open at all times? Explain, Van Zeeks. Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now, allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Shit. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. What else could there have been? Small quantity of strychnine. Finally, an Ace Attorney game that uses actual defense tactics rather than a glorified whodunit. I mean, it's gonna be a glorified whodunit at the end regardless, you know? Okay, I have, like, almost no evidence for this, but I'm going to throw the wild theory out there and say that this envelope, it's a classic murder mystery thing. I'm gonna say he, like, closed the envelope and there was poison on the fucking part that you, like, lick. You know? That's my fucking theory. Why else would an envelope exist? You know? Schrodinger's envelope. No, it's not Schrodinger. Chekhov's envelope. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, which, you know, you could have inferred from his fucking name, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. I love the dissonance at the beginning of that track. It's just like, oh fuck, we're fucked. Ah. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for an immediate adjudication. What? You... What? Bruh! Real Reaper vibes, yeah. Order! Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond?
Mr. Naruhodo! Please get up. I don't have my dragon today. Oh, what was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying?
Mama didn't raise no fucking coward. No! This isn't over! The defense will not rest! What?
But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. He kind of fucking destroyed me with facts and logic. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to a lack of evidence. Oh. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand.
Don't be absurd! What is this nonsense?
Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear I actually have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely... Fuck. Okay. Was someone else responsible? We can discredit that because of the meter man, like his testimony. That's still valid. Was there another visitor? Oh wait, no, we can discount this, but like, was someone else responsible? Was the poison in the tea? It could be that. But what have we determined that, like, puts any of these into question? What's the poison in the tea? I'll save here. I don't know though. Seriously. What have we established that like changes anything, bro? Game really tests your logic more so than the others? Yeah. Yeah. 1:30 a.m. on 21st of February, accessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have been broken when the man collapsed after a delayed onset of symptoms. No container for the poison was found at the scene. Strychnine is nasty. Is it strychnine or strychnine? Strychnine. Toxic effects are present in 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed into the tea the victim is drinking. No sample could be obtained for testing. Fuck. Ah! I think the only thing that we can't confirm with the meter man's testimony is whether the poison was in the tea or not. Glad this game doesn't give you an actual time limit. Yeah, Dual Destinies moment. Remember the bomb? Remember the fucking bomb? Yeah, I think the poison in the tea is the only thing that we had to assume. Because, like, that's the only thing the meter man can't confirm, I think. That was excellent. I would kill for that to happen again. It was kind of sick, actually. Huh! We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. Hello, we've established he's a fucking liar. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. Wait, what? What? And a particular piece of evidence proves it. What? Huh? Since fucking when? Huh? Brother, since fucking when? Fucking where? The tea ring? No. But they said they need a drop. Does that count? I don't fucking know.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? Time to spill some fucking tea.
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
It's the only one that's, like, relevant, right? It's gotta be the teacups. There's, like, nothing else. Like, the only thing I can think of is the crime scene photograph, but there's nothing in this picture that can tell me, like, that there's tea left at the scene, bro. So it's gotta be the fucking teacups, yeah? Your Honor, it was oolong. Your Honor, the victim was drinking some fucking nasty-ass bitch tea. It's not the good shit that you get in Japan. It's like the really shitty, like name brand American ones, you know? That's why they throw it in the harbor. I guess that's British tea. That would probably land me in jail if I said that to a fucking British judge. It's gotta be the tea ring.
Take that!
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea council?
Well, I suspect it may possibly be related to the tea in some small way if we dig deep enough. Oh, it's not? Wait, what the fuck are they talking about then? Then you will be digging for a very long time indeed, my learned friend. Oh, Your Honor, the tea is shit! Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm. You will find no sense in that absurd assertion. Shit! My credibility! Man, it makes me want to, I don't know, murder the opposing counsel. Sometimes I wish I could disappear down a deep chasm to escape his deep sarcasm.
Then I advise you to think more deeply before you answer again this time. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
I don't fucking know! If it's not the teacups, what else? Fuck. Ah. The nature of the defendant's tea. Tea was left there? How? How do we know? How do we know? Check the photographs? I checked the photograph, but I don't see anything. Like, this is the only one that has the teacups in it, so, like, I would assume if not the other one, then it's this, but, like, I don't know what the game is referring to, bro. The nature of the defendant's tea. Save state, yeah. I've already lost a fucking... There we go. The kettle? That seems weak, though. Because, like, what? I mean, that's not how tea is prepared, though. The kettle just boils the water, and then you put the tea leaves in the cup, and then you fucking pour the hot water in the... I don't... Might as well. Oh, this is generic. This is generic. Okay, that's a load. Shit. Fuck. What? Shit. Can I look at anything else? Medical report? It says from the scene of the crime, though. No. No, surely they're not making me... Surely they're not making me, like, assume that the guy was using these. Like, using the tea for these. Surely not. Surely fucking not. But, like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. It's excellent soap. It smells real good. Surely they're not making me assume that the guy was making the ice coins out of tea. What am I supposed to say here, bro?
Take that!
Really? The soap, bro? Nah! Nah! That's crazy.
Oh, good gracious! The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice?
Oh my god, wait. Whoa! Wait, I just remembered! The fucking pump is frozen at night! He had to use the tea! Oh shit! Wait! Oh fuck! How am I supposed to remember that? Oh fuck! Oh my god, this game is really testing my fucking memory, huh? Yes, that's right, my lord, it's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. Logic and reasoning.
It's more bars of soap.
Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. Oh, and it melted in my pocket! Oh, that's where it went! I thought someone, like, stole it from me somehow. Oh my god, and it was red because it was tea! Ah! So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red. The two of them drink Lipton. I like to think it's a nice hibiscus tea. The ice was red. No. You mean... Yeah, I fucking do. That's right, it's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. Call it iced tea, baby. Oh, shit. What? What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I brought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again, never!
Ah, yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene.
That's right, and we only borrowed one of them.
Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window.
Extraordinary! That's some real good memory you've got there. Surely you didn't have to load the game 3 times.
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. And you know, honestly, they are not very good at analyzing for poison. At least in Japan, actually. Actually, yeah, no, we're in England now. We're good. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all.
Ugh! You smug Nipponese!
My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. And then we're gonna have like a to be continued, and then the game's gonna be like, actually, there is poison in the tea, and then we're gonna be like, shit! Fuck! That sucks!
Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once!
Yes, my lord, understood.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zeeks.
Fine. None, my lord.
Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may construct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Oh shit? No, wait, no shit? Wait, we actually get to have 2 days of trial? That's crazy. Yes, my lord. I think that's the first time in this game. Well, managed to scrape through there somehow. I'm so tired. I just recovered from like the one 2 days ago, bro.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Fucking shit, bro. To be continued next time. Yeah. Finally, bro. Jesus. I cannot believe they expected me to just remember the fucking... like, remember the fucking, like, the water pump shit was frozen. That's not even written anywhere in the court record, bro. If it had been, like, testimony from Natsume that was, like, written on a piece of paper or something, like, sure. But, like, I have the attention span of a fucking goldfish, man. I have a lizard brain, literally. I gotta start taking notes in this game? Jesus. You know, like, late-in games, I think, like, late-in games have... No, they only have, like, singular puzzle memos. But, it would be nice to have, like, a little memo thing that I could use my mouse to, like, draw on for certain hints that I think would be relevant later. Ugh. God. No. We will investigate next time. I'm not making this another fucking 7-hour stream, man. Absolutely not. Alright. Thank you all for watching. And I'm so glad that I got through that without death. Like, honestly, I maybe could have gotten through it without dying, even without reloading. But... you know, just to be safe. This is video games. We're allowed to save scum a little bit here and there. No incident again. Yeah. No 7-hour stream. I'm sorry. I do not have the time for that. This week, at least. Something special's coming up soon, though. Well, soon-ish. But for now, I think we're good. I think we're good. So I will see you all next time. Tomorrow I'll be streaming Metaphor Refantasio over on Twitch. And if you want more Ace Attorney, I'll be streaming Ace Attorney Investigations on Thursday here on YouTube. So, I'll see you then. Bye-bye!